Hey, this is me living on the top floor in my dream apartment in Amsterdam with my handsome soulmate. I'm earning high checks and traveling first class to fancy destinations.
Oops, this is not my life.
And this is not going to be the video, oh, my life is so perfect and glamorous and I'm so thankful for my past self. Well, actually I am, but this video is not about it.
This is me in 2016 when I just moved to the Netherlands as a master student with a scholarship. And this is me now in 2022. I work as a brand manager for a technology-driven company.
Let's zoom in. What did I learn during these 6 years, and was moving to the Netherlands worth it? We will get to this, but first I want to give you some context. I'm always saying that to move abroad as a non-European, you either need to be from a wealthy family, or smart, or lucky, or all of the above. And I fit neither, or at least I think I fit neither. I am from an average family. They could not afford to send me abroad, and this is what makes my story even more interesting. In 2015, I returned back to Moscow from Germany, where I did my semester abroad. And I so wanted to go back to Germany that I would pull 100 hours a week. My average day would roughly look like this. I would wake up at 6 a.m. in the morning and I would go to my classes because I was still doing my bachelor's. That would take me 1 hour to get there. Then during my lunch break, I would work on my bachelor thesis. Then I would go to my internship and it would take me 40 minutes to get there. And my internship, by the way, was 30 hours a week. Then on my way back home, I would study German because I wanted to get from B2 to C1 to improve my German, because we all know I really wanted to go to Germany. When I got home, I'd work on my bachelor thesis and prepare for the state exams, because in Russia, you cannot obtain your bachelor's diploma without passing the state exams. So, to say the least, that was insane. Genuinely, still, I feel like that was one of the hardest years of my life. Now I look back proudly, but also surprised. As in, how did I manage to pull this off? I don't know. I knew I would move abroad. I knew that, whatever it takes, as if it was already decided. I just knew it in my core. In the end, I got accepted by a bunch of universities, but no German university offered me a scholarship. But the university in Amsterdam did. I was devastated. I now feel stupid for it because I know that I should have been grateful, but I was very upset. I was like, no, I don't want to go to Amsterdam. I don't want to study there. I want to go to Germany. Anyways, I went to Amsterdam and I completed my master's there, and I'd like to share with you now a few things that I think you should consider before moving to the Netherlands. Number 1. Job competition. In the Netherlands, a lot of people speak English and there is a lot of English-speaking jobs, which is cool on one hand, but this makes competition for a job really tough. Of course, there are fields where it's fairly easy to get a job, such as data or software development, but in other areas, it can get very challenging, so you better make sure that you stand out. I now have a good job at a cool company, but during my application process, I faced quite some interesting cases. I was applying for a marketing entry role in Amsterdam. I completed the assignment and I over-delivered, so they were really impressed. They were like, wow, Tanya, this is so thoughtful, this is so sensible, we really like your thought process. And on top of that, I created a website to illustrate my point. So they were extremely impressed. My potential colleagues at that time, so the interviewers, they told me, Tanya, we are rooting for you. You are such a good fit. Like, you're just wow. You're so inspiring. You are one of the best interviewees we've ever had. So I thought, okay, it looks promising. Guess what? I did not get an offer because probably someone else was even more impressed. Number 2, friends. Story time. So I just arrived in the Netherlands and decided to join a rowing class. The Dutch are quite big on it. I remember in the UK or Germany or Russia, everyone is always so welcoming. If someone new has joined the class or has joined the lesson, people would always make sure that they talk to this person and introduce themselves and share their experience and make sure that they're a little bit accommodating. Here, No, they did not even switch from Dutch to English. And I was like, you know what? I've lived in different places. I know how to introduce myself. I know how to make friends. So I approached a few people there and I was like, hey, I'm Tanya, I'm new here. And they were very friendly. They talked to me a little bit. They asked a few general questions like, oh, where are you from? How old are you? Like, what do you do here? You know, some general questions. And then they turned back to talking to their friends that they already had. That's the thing. The Dutch like to hang out with the Dutch. It's really hard to break into their group because the mentality is more or less like this. I already have my friends. Why would I need more? And those friends are usually their childhood friends. So no way you could be their friend unless you grew up with them. On a positive note though, I really love the Netherlands for being very diverse and for having, as I mentioned before, a high concentration of smart, intelligent people. So if you like smart, sophisticated people, then the Netherlands might be the country for you. Number 3, culture. The Dutch are loud and are not aware of space. They can stand in the door frame and not move even a step when you are trying to enter the room. In Moscow, people would just be like, are you stupid? Like, why are you standing in the door frame? Just move, like stand next to the wall where no one is passing by. But like, why would you stand at the door frame? People would just run you over. Here, it's a norm and almost treated as, yes, I'm standing here and it's your problem that you need to pass. The Dutch like equality in everything, also in their personalities. It's believed that you just need to be like everybody else. No need to stand out with your bright clothes or outstanding ideas, because why would you do that? Just get a job, get married, or have a partner, have a kid, die. If you want anything else in life, if you want to become an entrepreneur, or if you want to have your own business, or if you want to travel the globe, like, why would you want to do that? In Dutch, they have a saying, doe normaal, je bent gek genoeg, which roughly means just do normal, do like average, be average, because you're already crazy enough. Number 4. Value of education. I got my master's in Amsterdam and I can definitely attest to it that education in the Netherlands is great. They make you think and develop your cognitive capabilities. The system is not focused on cramming for an exam, but rather on you understanding the material. So your professor will not likely ask you like, on the page 36, the 4th line from the top, what did the author say there? They're not interested in you memorizing the material, but they would probably rather ask you, while you were reading the paragraph, what counter-arguments could you come up with? Or something like, if you had to disagree with this researcher, what could you say? The education is also very practically focused, so we have to solve and to work on lots of business cases, and some of them were happening as we studied. So, for example, one of the top companies in the Netherlands came to us to ask us to work on their business case and help them restructure their organization. So it was a lot of fun in the end. Number 5, flat hierarchy. To me, it feels so usual right now that I can challenge and confront my boss, even in front of other people. If my idea is good and has valid reasoning, my boss can say, hey, you know what? Your idea actually seems better than mine. Let's go with it. I was once even told off by my boss because I just accepted her idea without challenging it. And she was like, yes, Tanya, I told you this because I think it's a good idea, but what do you think? Tell me. I'd like to hear your feedback and your input. And if you think it's not worth moving forward with my idea, then please let me know, because I'd like to know. Actually, I worked for a year for an American startup, and the culture is just so different. There, I literally heard one day, why are we not going to go with your idea? Because I am the boss, and I don't like it. It's a very personal question of whether you should move to the Netherlands or not. You can do your best to make an educated decision by watching videos like mine, but at the end of the day, you will never know until you just take the leap of faith and jump. If you have any questions or if you want to share your story, I'd be happy to read it in the comment below. Or hit me up on Instagram. This is my Instagram handle. I'll see you in the next video.